Marina,
Hey Adrian, how has your week been?
the weekend was great. I think we should talk about some of the benefits of getting old. And we hear about all these negative things, but there's also so many benefits. Stores, department stores, every once usually on a Tuesday or a Thursday, they have 10% off for senior discount. I know that a lot of lumber yards, they always have one day that they allocate for seniors discount. Bulk stores. I know my bulk store, it's every Thursday, which I go and I get my 10% off. Things like ferries. Ferries are free Monday to Thursdays. They don't cost anything here.
Well,
I'm
that's
pretty
in our
sure
country.
uh, tickets to see a show, movie tickets, all that, you get the senior discount. And don't forget, haircuts. You can afford to spend a little bit more because you get that 10% off or 15% off. So there's lots of benefits. And I know you have some benefits you want to share too, right?
Well, I don't get any 10% off my haircut, and you can probably tell by the state of this hair, which is waiting for a haircut.
But we talk about other freedoms. When you retire or semi-retire, you have a lot more time.
Okay, so yeah, I actually have just started kind of looking at the benefits of getting old. And I've been thinking about that a lot because you asked me you asked me this question a few days ago. So I've been mulling it over and I've mulled it over and I've come up with a bit of a sweet list. And I have actually recruited some of my friends. And so I'm going to share with you some of the comments from my friends as well as people that I barely know. So
Go ahead.
here we go. Guilting younger people to give up their seats on buses or any public transport.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't guilt young people giving up their seat unless you're coughing extensively. Then they'll kind of move away to avoid you.
Right. Now, if I had a cane, I could also ham up the cane and actually poke a few people that are in my way. And you kind of get away with it, which brings me to one of the nicest things about being old is that you can get away with really crappy behavior. Like you can be a total jerk and people think, oh, that's so cute. Isn't she a crotchety old lady? Or he's just a grouchy old man. It's okay. Where if I was younger and I did that, I'd be like thrown in jail.
They would evict you, ask you to leave the premises.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's just right off the top of my head. And I think that takes us back to the freedom, not having a lot of filters, because they say as we get older, our filters get thinner and thinner until eventually, poof. And I could definitely have been feeling that happening in my life where I say what I think, and I'm not scared of the consequences because I'm not going to be around in 30 years. I don't have to make nice at the Chamber of Commerce. I don't have to put up with stupidity. And that is a really big win.
Yes, it is. You can speak your mind.
So I'd like to share with you a couple of comments that I have got from my friends. Here's one from my friend Wendy. Cutting way back on shaving my legs. Hair doesn't grow as fast or as thick for some reason, which is a bonus, she says. I like that. Quiet afternoons with a good book because we've earned it. That's Kathy. Having the time to do what I want and to enjoy my days here on earth. My friend Muriel. Again, echoing that sentiment because time is ticking and is of essence that we take the joy out of every moment. More comments to the effect of enjoying every waking moment is the key because not all of us get to be 70, 80, or 90. So please savor the moments that you're in. And
the roses, something we never did when we were young because we're too busy raising families, earning money, whatever. Smell the roses. Take your time, read a good book, and just relax. Because like you said, we've earned it. We worked all our lives for this. Now it's time for us to relax.
Absolutely. No peer pressure. I can do whatever I want and no one judges me because I'm old. I get away with it. Aren't I cute? And I'm grateful for my health and setting boundaries. This took some years and being grateful for what we have done and contributed to our community. Now, I want to talk a little bit about boundaries. And that is, I think, as we get older, again, we become more selfish of our time because it is finite. And we set the boundaries because we're not going to say yes just because it's the nice thing to do. It's a thing we were conditioned to do. It's what we did in our 30s, maybe. Saying no, setting boundaries, taking care of ourselves. What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, we need time for ourselves. We need to say no because, like you said, when we were younger, it was like, yes, sure, sure, I'll do this, I'll do that. Now, my time is precious. My time is limited, and I'm more aware of that. So I use my time wisely.
Yeah.
You know,
I think the last comment I want to share from my survey of my friends is not having to suffer fools. That goes back to the beginning. Not having to suffer the fools and putting up with them anymore. Being able to say what I think in a truthful manner without meaning it to be hurtful or mean or nasty, but just being honest and truthful in the moment. There you go. Those are some of the benefits of getting older.
and also freedom to travel, right?
Yeah. Well, not all we have time to travel. Some seniors don't have the financial means to travel for sure. But having that extra time to read that book and have a cup of tea in your garden, to take up your hobby, to follow the passion that maybe you couldn't follow your heart's bliss when you were younger. Maybe you were busy rearing family and dealing with the life, that the grind of life. So this is our moment. This is our time. It's our time to shine.
Yeah. And of course, travel, financial. Yeah, we have to look at finances because we all live on limited income as we retire. Travel does not have to be overseas or anywhere exotic, but it can be simple, little, all inclusive for a week, or it can just be your backyard. Go visit a friend and spend the night, or go camping, go somewhere for a weekend. That kind of travel can be very inexpensive and effective in just getting out. We do have time for those things, and we should definitely make time for those things because they're important. They're important for yourself, for your soul, your partner, and your friends too, because you'll feel better. You'll be happier when you do a little bit of travel, and it's just changing the scenery, so it's not always the same place.
So my personal favorite of that I like about getting older, I don't have to wash my hair every day.
You don't have to bathe every day either, but we do. Because why? Because our partners will kick us out if we don't. One thing also I should mention, part of getting old is getting front of the line for things like vaccines. COVID was a case in point, right? Seniors first. Some of the other benefits, Marina, is bank charges. Now, not very many people know about this, but most banks will give you a free savings account when you're over 60.
I'm going to take the money out of my bank account. I'm going to go traveling. So yeah, so when I'm in Italy and I'm struggling with that overhead suitcase bin, some hot Italian stallion's going to come over to me and he's going to take that suitcase and ram it up there for me.
And flex those muscles.
No doubt he's wearing like a, a white muscle
Of course.
shirt.
Of course.
And
I'm so joining you for that. Pretend we'll bring extra heavy suitcases. We'll pretend we can't lift them.
Totally. They'll be like, they'll pick up, he goes, there's nothing in here. What the? And we'll be like, dirty old lady laugh. Yeah. And the other thing is like, hey, front of the line boarding, priority boarding.
Yes. They always ask, anybody needs assistance? Well, duh, we're older. As we get older, no more grind, no more having to please other people. Please yourself. Take the time, like Marina said, read a good book, go for walks, enjoy your friends, have a glass of really good wine, and you've earned it.
I love it. I love the good wine part. And as a matter of fact, like a good vintage, I am going to go pop a cork right now.
Oh, yeah, I'll join you through the internet on the side.
Well, cheers to getting older and aging well.
Cheers to that.